What's up YouTube? Agent Zero here, and today I'm going to be going over a Gunslinger Way of the Outlaw build. So let's get into it. We have the Swarm Grenade, the Gambler's Dodge, and Triple Jump, although the jump doesn't matter as much. And of course, it's a Way of the Outlaw build, so equip Way of the Outlaw. As we're taking a look at that, one thing to note, when the gameplay comes up, I will go more into detail about the choices I made. So let's get into the guns. I have Go Figure with Outlaw and Rampage. Translation theory, the most important part is you have a sidearm there, and in the heavy slot play of the game, although it's more important that you have a grenade launcher there. Now let's get into the armor. The most important thing about the armor is that you have a full set of full survivalist hunter armor. On the helmet, I have Ashes to Ashes, Restorative mod, and Mobility mod. The grasp, we have Impact Induction, Mobility Enhancement, and Mobility mod. The chest, we have Unflinching Kinetic Aim, Restorative mod, Mobility mod. Leg, Dynamo, Mobility Enhancement, Mobility mod. And the cloak, Intervention and Recovery mod. Now that we have gone over what I have in my armor, let's talk about the armor choices. So on the helmet, I had Ashes to Ashes. That, you gain super energy on grenade kills. So that's pretty important. When you do get those grenade kills, you're getting more super energy. That's always nice to be able to call your super in a little bit quicker. On the grasps, Impact Induction, and that kind of plays on Ashes to Ashes. Causing damage with the melee reduces grenade cooldown. So you're getting your grenade back more, you're hopefully getting more grenade kills, and you're gaining more super energy. So those kind of play off of each other. Your chest, Unflinching Kinetic Aim, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. The primary we're using is the Go Figure. We're going to be using that most often, so you are taking a little less flinch when you're shooting that gun. Dynamo on the legs. This reduces super cooldown when using class ability. And the Cloak, Intervention, reduces grenade cooldown each time you pick up an Orb of Light. So again, getting that grenade back, hopefully getting those grenade kills and reducing your super. So that kind of plays off of each other. One thing I didn't mention, the reason why you want full survivalist hunter armor is because that increases recovery. I don't know if you guys noticed, but my mobility was at 9 and the recovery was at 7. And there's a good reason for that. On this build, I want a very good amount of mobility, and I also want recovery. What recovery is going to do in the Crucible is it's going to get you back into the fight quicker. It's also going to help save your life a little bit more. There are times where you're going to be almost dead. You're going to try and step out of a gun battle. Someone may throw a grenade, or someone may chase after you. Having that increased recovery is going to help save your life. On top of that, like I said, you're going to be able to get back into the fight quicker. You're recovering, so you're going to, when you recover quicker, you're going to be able to come out of that cover and shoot more enemies, which is going to help you get more kills. Now that we've talked about the reason why I set up the armor the way it is, the mobility and the recovery the way it is, let's talk about the guns. I have Go Figure as my kinetic gun with Rampage and Outlaw. Now for those of you who don't know, Outlaw, precision kills grant increased reload speed. Rampage, after you get a kill, you have increased damage, and that stacks 3 times. Some people are going to comment on this video or ask, why not the Bygones? Why are you going with Go Figure over the Bygones? And without going into too much detail, because I'm going to do a comparison video of Go Figure and Bygones in a couple of days, the Go Figure has, base stat-wise, better stability and better range. Using the Golden Gun, you want to be a little bit more at range. The Golden Gun is more of a ranged type of super. Because it's very weak when you cast the Golden Gun, you don't want to be around a lot of enemies or taking a lot of damage because enemies can easily take you out. So you want to pick those enemies off from more of a distance with the Golden Gun. For that reason, I wanted to use the Go Figure because it does have more range. It does have a little bit more stability, which helps me out staying further back from those enemies and taking them out from a little bit longer of a range. Now, the Bygones is a very good gun, but it's used under a different play style. Now, the bygones can definitely work with this build, no doubt, but I prefer, just me personally, on this build, I prefer the Go Figure. Now, what am I using the translation theory for? I literally just said that this is more of a ranged build. Why do I have a sidearm? Well, as I said before, there may be enemies charging at you. You may kind of get some enemies down, but you may also run out of ammo in your primary for whatever reason. Maybe you were shooting at 3 enemies, you killed 2 of them, and the third one is pretty far down. Well, that sidearm, you can flip to a sidearm quicker than any other gun. That's one of the reasons why I do have that sidearm, and it's very good at those closer ranges. So if somebody tries to charge you, you can take them out while they are charging you. That's why I do like to have that sidearm there as my secondary. So for a grenade launcher, the reason why I prefer, kind of on this build, grenade launcher over a rocket launcher is because you get those 4 grenades. It makes it easier to take out more enemies. You can take out 4 if you're good with them. If you're not so good with them, you can take out 1 or 2. But I do like having those 4 grenades as opposed to a rocket launcher where you can just get the 2. So that's why I prefer a grenade launcher, preferably play the game, because it is a very good grenade launcher. I'm not sure if you guys noticed in this video, but the grenade launcher I used was not play of the game. It was a different one. So in that slot, use whichever one you prefer, but my recommendation is play of the game. So now that we've gone over kind of the guns, the armor, and the way of the Outlaw, which super I'm using, this build is very good at Supremacy and Clash. It is a very good build for that. It can also hold its own in some of the faster paced game modes, such as Control, but it really shines in those game modes where you're going to be able to stay a little bit further back from enemies. That's not saying that this gun, Go Figure, can't do well against groups of enemies. Right now, this gun is very good. Same thing with the bygones. But this gun, a little bit better at range, so you're going to want to keep those enemies a little bit further away from you than up close and personal. Because the people who are coming up close and personal, most likely they have a shotgun. And this class isn't necessarily built to take out shotguns. I don't have a shotgun. Some of the shotguns are very good and can shoot at pretty far ranges. This class is built more or less for more of a distance, so the further ranged game modes, such as Supremacy, Clash, and there are some other game modes that this works very well with. Survival is another one. But I am going to come out with more build videos. Let me know what you think about this build video. Have you tried this out? Do you like it? I love having that extra recovery, especially on the Gunslinger. The Golden Gun is still a beast. It still does its thing in the Crucible. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more Destiny 2 content. Well, until next time. Peace!